Round 2, Game 6, do or die. A 2-0 series lead, followed by 3 straight losses, now has the Maple Leafs backs against the wall, heading to Sunrise, Florida for tonight's game against the Panthers. And I just keep thinking about it, and thinking about it, and thinking about it, and I want to say I can't believe it. But the more I think about it, the more I can believe it. Here we go again. Let's see if they've got it. A legacy-defining opportunity for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight against the Florida Panthers. We'll break down the lineup changes in today's pregame video. We'll also get to our best bet. It's all a presentation of Bet365. I'm Zack Phillips. Let's get into it. Let's start over on the Daily Faceoff page to see what we've got cooking for tonight's lineup for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And starting here on Daily Faceoff on the first line, I can't even say no surprise. Like, I'd be like, oh, no surprise. The first line stays together. After what we saw the other day, after what we saw in Game 5 from this Maple Leafs team against the Florida Panthers and the efforts that were put forth and how badly they were dominated by the Florida Panthers, I thought there was a chance we would see a change. No change. Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner remain together for your first line for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight against the Panthers. In some ways, I kind of respect the move. You can turn on the blender. You could change things up. You could smash panic if you want to. If that's how you want to view it. You could also just be shifting things because you think it'll work better or you have a better chance to win against this Panthers team tonight. All of that is fair. In a way here, I kind of respect Berube keeping them together. I don't think he's thinking this way or the management's thinking this way. But for me, and from a fan perspective, I think that there is an element of this. If you fail, and if you lose, you go out the way you came in. You go out the way you have asked for it to be. Over and over and over again. Every year, we want to stay together. Every year, we're so close. Let's run it back. We want to try again. I don't want this group to break up. Okay. You've got your wish. Time and time again. Backs against the wall. Probably, if this goes, I would say almost as close to guarantee as possible as you could get. If this goes sideways, if this doesn't work, if you lose, it's over. I don't know if it's one of them, two of them, all of them, but it feels like this is the last shot. And Craig Berube is effectively saying, we will live by you, and we will die by you. Can you bring it? I know this is a Leafs channel. I'm a Leafs fan. I would love for them to win. I would be lying to you if I sat here right now and told you I believe they will show up tonight. I would be lying. Because I believe that they would show up in Game 5. I believe that they would show up in Game 4. They have just let us down time and time again. We'll see if they could do it. I hope they could do it. I would love for them to do it. I don't believe that they could do it. I just don't. I'm going to be very real. That's how I feel. But Berube has effectively said, we will live by you, we will die by you. This is where changes start to happen Tavares, Nylander stay together as expected. That one, I mean, look, could they be better? Yep, they can. Those are not the guys that I'm going to put the blame on, start pointing fingers at and yelling and screaming about here. I mean, we're talking about offensive chances. Who led the Maple Leafs in expected goals or high-danger opportunities in Game 5? It was Matthew Knies, number 1, who remains there on the left wing position on line number 1, and it's William Nylander, who's in the right wing position on line number 2. Those are your top 2 guys. Didn't score. They have to score. I'm not going to give them that pass. But they created, they tried, they had the chances, which is more than I can say about 16 or 34. The change here comes in Pontus Holmberg, who returns to the lineup. As we go throughout the rest of the lines, you'll see where things shake out there. But Nick Robertson out. Calle Jarnkrok in. Pontus Holmberg in. David Kampf out. Pontus Holmberg, second line left wing. Healthy scratch, press box, second line left wing in an elimination game. All right, let's see if it works. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to jump on Pontus. It's just being, okay, can he do it? Sure, we'll find out. Second line, Steven Lorentz, Scott Laughton, Calle Jarnkrok. I think they've been fine. I mean, people are jumping on Scott Laughton for the first round pick, and has Scott Laughton lived up to expectations? Probably not, but Scott Laughton's been one of the few guys in this roster that I look at every single night and being like, wow, he's shown up and played playoff hockey. He's going to the dirty areas. He's not crossing the line, but he's getting right to it. He's physical. He's finishing checks. He's getting in Marchand's face. He's getting in other guys' faces. Like, he's doing all of that. I wish he didn't tip that puck in Game 5. But otherwise, I think Scott Laughton's been good. I think he's been good. Bobby McMann, Max Domi, Max Pacioretty will round out your lineup. Max Pacioretty here moves to that line. I feel like Berube's looking for them to develop some identity as a checking line. They can't score. That is, McMann and Domi can't score. Pacioretty has obviously a couple throughout the playoffs. Notably, series winner against the Ottawa Senators. You need McMann and Domi to be better. Much better. Like, drastically better. Bobby McMann has not scored in over 20 games now. There were periods of this season where it felt like he was one of the hottest sticks on this team. Can't score. Needs to score. Needs to be better. Needs to be impactful. Needs to make his presence felt in this game tonight. Those are your forward lines for this Maple Leafs team. Before we can move any further, I want to remind people here quickly that if you haven't already, you can check out theleafsnation.com and head over to nationgear.ca to get your playoff merch. It's not too late. As Alberga pointed out on Leafs Morning Take, maybe it'll be a vintage tee. And now we go vintage tee by the time you have placed your order. Who knows? I'd like to have some faith, some optimism. Not exactly giving me or Leafs Nation the most hope here, I would say, to this point, has this Leafs team. But regardless, you can head on over there and get your Now We Go t-shirts at nationgear.ca, as well as go to leafstation.com for wall-to-wall coverage on this year's playoffs. Everything to do with the Maple Leafs and, going into potentially an offseason here very shortly. Maybe you're going to be looking for any of your off-season news, and you should be doing so at theleafsnation.com. Let's head on over back to Daily Faceoff. Check out our defensive pairings. Not much here tonight. Jake McCabe, Chris Tanev stayed together. Morgan Riley, Brandon Carlo, second pair. Your third pair, all reliable. Simone Benoit, Ekman Larson. I'm not going to jump on these guys. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Chris Tanev, he held himself accountable in the media after. I think he knows he's got to be better. He's not the guy I'm looking at being like, wow, Chris Tanev really let you down. Like, yeah, he could be better, sure. But Chris Tanev is not the guy that I'm pointing at and being like, this guy, is this guy serious? No, it's not where I'm at. I expect a better game from him. I expect the rest of the guys to step up. The one guy is going to be Morgan Riley. Can he do it? Can Morgan Rielly elevate his game in the elimination game? Playoff Mo. He's found a way to do it in years past. Let's see if he can do it again here tonight. That's it for your forward lines and defensive lines. Power play remains the exact same. 5 forwards on the first unit. Pacioretty, Domi, McMahon, Rielly, OEL on your second unit. Joseph Woll gets to start again tonight. I don't know. Like, what else do you change? What else do you change at these guys? Not much, I don't think. Let's now get to our best bet segment, which, as crappily as the season has gone for the team, the best bets have gone pretty well for us here on the Leaf Station pregame show. Let's go over to Bet365. You want to get in on the action for Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365. They've got you from game props, player props, totals, and the money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions, the Stanley Cup champions, and much more. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get in on the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Ontario only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. Let's go over to Bet365 for our best bets. Just quickly before we do, for those wondering, I have bet on every single game this season, from Game 1 to Game 82, and now into the playoffs, games 1 through 6 of the first round, and games 1 through 5 of the second round, and now again here tonight, game 6. Sometimes more than just one bet. Sometimes we've put down 2 or 3 bets per game. And to this point, we have profited. If you have followed along and bet every single unit size that we have bet, managed your bankroll the same, and had gotten every single bet over at Bet365, we have profited $1,081. $1,081. That would be 10.81 units on the season. Obviously, there's an element of luck and getting hot and all that kind of stuff, but we have profited 10.81 units on the year. Up big. Let's get at it here again tonight. And if this is the way you go out, maybe we go out with a win. Head on over to Bet365. Take a look at the player prop section. In tonight's game, we're going to go to the goal scorers market right there at the top, and we're going to keep this one simple. I don't mind the William Nylander anytime goal at plus 190. I kind of like it, but it's not my best bet here tonight. My best bet is the guy on his line, John Tavares. Anytime goal, plus 250. Johnny T has been very reliable this year. Johnny T has been a guy who in the playoffs, he doesn't take over a game, but he's not disappeared quite like Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. I'm not even going to bother betting on Marner or Matthews to do anything. I hope they do. I would love for them to, but I don't trust it. Johnny T, anytime goal, a half unit, $50 at plus 250 will profit you $125 here tonight. That would be the way I want to go out. Johnny T, anytime goal. That is your best bet for tonight's game. If you didn't like this pregame video, if you enjoyed the lineup breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. Leaf Station 401 right here on YouTube, trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of playoffs. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching, subscribing, following along. Drop your comments below. I want to see in the comments, are the Leafs winning? Can they win this series? Are you calling it over? Do you expect anything from Matthews and Marner here tonight as well? Do you like or dislike the bet? And what is your best bet for tonight's game? I want to see all of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. I will be back here following tonight's Game 6, win or lose, for another edition of Leafs Nation After Dark, potentially the last one of the season. And I will be joined by none other than Jay Rosehill. Make sure to tune in for tonight's Leaf Station After Dark. Thank you all for watching. As always, we will see you guys then. And if you can find it in you, keep believing. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take, Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos, make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.